another 5 hours, you are going to be service superheroes, ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to be able to wear underpants on the outside of your clothing with pride, ladies. No more waiting until your spouse goes out to work and then slipping them on and skipping about inside.
Did you all have a good night? Yeah? Food nice? There's a little bit of beetroot there, I noticed. Oh, these eyes don't miss a thing. A bit of lamb. Who was a vegetarian? Who had the veggie option? Did you? What was that? You can't remember? What was it? Cheese? You had chicken. That's technically not a vegetarian, my love, is it? She's confused. It's all right, it's fine.
There are two questions I want you to ask going forward, right? Number one is, why do we do it this way? That's how change makers become change makers. They disrupt things, right? They challenge things. They say, well, why do we do things this way? And if somebody says, well, we've always done it that way, that's not a valid answer, right? You can't answer with stuff like that. So always ask this, why do we do it this way? And then secondly, how do we make it better? The two have to be used together. Why do we do it this way, and how do we make it better? Because it forces us to think of different things. It completely changes the way we approach challenges, changes the way we approach subjects, changes the way we approach our lives. And I promise you, I know it sounds like something from Star Trek or Deep Space Nine, it also changes your neural circuit. It literally changes the makeup of your brain.
Hang on. Go! Yes. Coming at you, love! Yes!
But this 6-hour lecture, and it is a lecture, revolves around two key facts, all right? The first fact is that 50% of the UK's customers said that they would move product provider because of poor customer service, all right? So half of your customers, regardless of whether the fact that it was broken, arrived late, there was a delay, whatever, half of them will leave purely because of poor customer service, all right? Furthermore, 53% of the UK's customers, that's just a little over half, said that they would spend more if the service they received was excellent. So, join me on a little journey.
Reinforcers are subjective. This is the thing that most people get wrong. What reinforces you won't necessarily reinforce somebody else. I don't drink alcohol. So if you say to me, Jez, that was really great, here's a case of champagne, it doesn't really drive me to make me want to do it again. If you give me book vouchers, I love books, I collect books, so I'd be all over you like a rash. Like an aggressive rash. I love books, right? But what reinforces one person doesn't necessarily reinforce another. Have you ever considered, of the team that you manage, of your people, what individually reinforces them?
About you, right? Now, how many of you here in this room are specialists in your field? Put your hand up for me. Put your hands up, all of you! Come on, lady in the back with split ends, arms in the air. Put your hands up, all for crying out loud. I mean, who do you bring me? Who are these people? How on earth can you begin to deliver anything more than a little bit ordinary if you're sat there going, oh no, we're not really special, we just provide solutions for people to keep their cars nice and safely on the road so they can go back to their families and feel confident driving it around this country, seeing all their friends and family so they're not left at home alone in a one-bedroom bedsit covered in their own sweat and piss. Come on! Oh no, I don't really do anything special, I just help the UK economy to recover by keeping local businesses on the road by ensuring they've got automotive solutions that are reliable. Come on! You're 10,000 times more important than you think you are right now.
That's the real important part of this question. Why do we do it this way, and how do we make it better? Because it forces... When was the last time that you gave money to somebody that you didn't like? Doesn't happen, does it? You know, I've lost count of the amount of stories I've heard of people that have gone in to buy something, have felt kind of a bit awkward, like they were intruding almost in the shop or the service, or they had to work to get somebody to give them the product or the service they wanted, so they just go somewhere else. You have a question? Or just an itch? No worries. Carry on. So, last night, while you were tucking into your lamb, I was in my room. And you'll be pleased to know, ladies and gentlemen, it took me 55 minutes, but as from now, you no longer have any complaints. I'll be honest, I was expecting a thank you, but I'll show you how. I tackled it the same way as I did with problems, really. A couple of you are one step ahead. You're just going to stop using the word problems and stop using the word complaints. It's a bit of an anticlimax there. I'll explain why. This woman looks so underwhelmed, it's untrue. You look like Mrs. Jez. Use the words challenges and barriers. Changes the way you approach things. Don't use the word complaints. Use negative customer feedback, because that's what it is.
Let me explain, right? The thing is this, right? Language is so critically important. It's key to how we respond to things. It changes our behavior. And the thing is this, if you think of something of a problem, it kind of sounds a bit negative, right? It's got that kind of negative connotation about it. It sounds like there's going to be a problem, an issue. If you stop using the word problem and you use instead the word challenge or barrier, it completely changes how we approach something, right?